I have prepared for you guys as Lucy's joining us. And so what really brought me in, really sinking deeply into this topic, was my preparation this last month, actually, for my trip to Europe. I'm actually have manifested my lifelong dream of backpacking in Europe for the month of September, and I'll be leaving in a few days. And leading up to that, it brought up quite a few things in meditation, and the one thing that kept on coming to me was trust your path, trust your path. And it dawned on me, I'm like, okay, this trip is also inviting me to go deeper with what that means. And I'm so excited to see what will unfold while I'm there. Because I find, for me, I don't know if you found this, but sometimes I struggle with control and always wanting things to be a certain way and unfold a certain way and have, you know, all these expectations. And when you're planning these kind of trips, you know, I really understand that I have to leave room for, you know, things to just happen and inspire, and trust how things will unfold while I'm there, because it's a new country. Countries, I should say. I'm going to 3 countries. It's a new place. And the unfamiliarity and the unknown brings up quite a bit. So I was really, really excited to sit with that. And for me, you know, I thought over the next couple months, because I wanted to invite a theme of discussion for, you know, obviously all the themes are always in discussion, but really focus in on inviting the group to have a theme discussion for a month or 2 months. And so for this next upcoming month, you'll probably see me talking about it more in October, as I'll be away in September. Trusting your path will be the theme of conversations that we'll dive into. And in these conversations, I invite you to dive into you. Your path. I would like you to, you know, peel back the layers of the medicine of trusting your path, because there is a really rich and juicy medicine within that as well, within that deep trust, because each and every step that we take is part of a sacred journey. And when we really honor that sacred journey, that's when we really step in and sink into that trust. And so the conversations and perspectives that we lean to really stand in right relationship of what that means for you to trust your path. And, you know, the other thing I find that I struggled with at times was, you know, trusting my intuition and going down the path and, you know, following all the nudges and doing this and that thing. And then you come to a point, maybe, you know, you feel like you've hit a brick wall or a fork in the road. And you might find yourself, you know, saying, you know, it's not working out. What's happening? This is not working out. And I find when that surfaces, that's an invitation to really pause, to reflect and go deeper. Because that very phrase, it's not working out, is kind of toxic, because it takes away from that trust. Because who are we truly to say that something's not working out? Maybe that thing was leading you to the other thing, leading you to this person. And just because something didn't work to your plan or expectation, that doesn't mean that there's not another greater master plan that you haven't even imagined. So that phrase, it's not working out, also kind of, you know, diminishes the medicine and openness of possibilities. And so that phrase, I find, for me, has also stripped away confidence in my trust for self and my trust for decisions, in my knowing and in my abilities. And now that I'm aware of that, I can really see that when the mind wants to go there, that it truly is an invitation for me to lean into what is it I'm really feeling underneath that phrase, going deeper. It's not working out. Why is that? Is it because I'm placing an expectation? Is it because I'm throwing a tantrum like a 2-year-old in a way? What am I not open to receiving? Because there's a layer of worthiness there, of being open to all of the possibilities. So what is it within me that I don't feel worthy and open to receiving the openness that comes and invites itself when we trust in our path? And so in that phrase, and when we hit that brick wall, you can also ask yourself, where am I being led? So that's the thing. Sometimes it's as simple as a redirection. Where am I being led? And then you can sit with that, pause with it. And so the spaces, where the shadows rise, sit with that. Sit in radical honesty with what is. Sometimes when things feel like they're really falling apart and it's really not what you seem, what you thought it was, just sit in complete honesty with that and say, you know what, this is what it is, and I'm going to dive into what this is offering me. What is this opportunity and moment offering me? Where am I being led? And so releasing the judgment of labeling, whether you've made a good decision or a bad decision, or, oh, maybe I should have done this differently or that differently, and I would be here by now, or I could be doing that, that also takes you away from that deep embodied trust in your sacred path. And it always comes back to asking that question, what is this moment offering me? And that in itself will bring rise to those heartfelt conversations that will lead to other questions. And as we know, all questions that we ask, we are the manifestation of our own questions. Questions lead the way and guide the journey. So when you begin to ask and open up that space as to, what is this moment offering me, when you feel, really stuck and you feel like you're losing that trust, all of a sudden that trust starts to open up again and more questions pour in and the journey shifts and changes. And then you can find a little bit more clarity and invite your childlike curiosity into that moment, into that space. So really cultivating a relationship with your trust in your path is so, so important for your sacred journey. And what I'm really curious about is, what does trusting your path mean for you? What does that relationship look like for you? Are you struggling? Or are you like, yeah, I'm all in and I'm in so much trust, and this is why, this is how I got there. I'd love to hear from you and share in that, and let me know if there's anything that you would like support in this conversation, or if you have any questions